Hey guys, what's going on? This is another Airsoft Dude 1 production. Today I'm going to be doing the video review / comparison between the KWA KRISS VECTOR Tan Edition and the KWA Mp7 A1. Now what I'm going to be comparing these guys on are their ergonomics, magazine capacity, accuracy, size, compatibility, and many more things. Now, stock on both of these guns, they both shoot about 400 feet per second or under. Most of them will shoot under depending on temperature. It's green gas / propane, so just whatever your temperature is. Magazine capacity. The KWA Mp7 A1 holds about 40 rounds in each magazine, but due to the small bolt travel distance, it can shoot about and upwards of 3 magazines worth of gas for each fill. The KWA Mp7 fares a little bit better than the KRISS VECTOR because it too, maybe, depending on temperature, fills full of gas. Stock, the KRISS VECTOR only has 2 rails, the monolithic upper rail and the side rail, as it comes with the bottom grip, but there is a rail down there, so it comes with 3. The Mp7 also has 3 rails, but it also has a built-in grip, which is folding depending on your preference. Now, iron sights, as far as they go, the Mp7 has 2 sets of iron sights. They've got their rifle sights, which I have up now, and their pistol style sights, which I have down now, and they fold out of the way, and they both have white dots so that you can see your target better. Now the KRISS VECTOR has more of an M4 style 416 iron sight that does flip up and down. Both of them do flip up and down. The front is more like a 416, whereas the rear is like an M4, which does flip for different accuracies. Now, as far as complexity goes, the KWA KRISS VECTOR wins that category off the bat, as it already has a separate safety selector from its fire selector, whereas the Mp7 has more of an M4 style 416 Heckler & Koch selector switch. As far as reliability goes, the Mp7 wins this category automatically. It's been out longer, there's more parts for it, it's been tried and tested, and as some people call it, the AK-47 of the Airsoft community. Whereas the KWA KRISS VECTOR is fresh and new to the market, and the magazines don't really feed that well. Plus, the very complicated bolt system has a lot of room for error. Now, as far as disassembly goes, they're about equal in that to get to the barrel, but down to get to the bolt, the Mp7 is by far easier. And as you can see from this video, the Mp7 is much easier to take apart with its 2 pins compared to the KWA KRISS VECTOR's 4 pins and very complicated gas bolt and gas block system. As you guys can see, they're relatively about the same size. Note that the Mp7 does have a flashlight still attached, so it makes the barrel look a little bit longer. But looking at it from the side, you can tell that the KRISS VECTOR is much wider compared to the Mp7 due to its telescoping stock. Please note that both guns do require suppressor adapters, as this thread is 16mm and the Mp7's thread is 12mm. So the Mp7 does require larger threads, whereas the KRISS VECTOR requires smaller threads, unless you have a Tokyo Marui Mark 23 suppressor. And as far as adjustability goes, the Mp7, without further modification by you, the owner, as here and here are displayed, there are no other adjustments besides the 1 position stock. Compared to the KRISS VECTOR, which if you remove this and this screw, you can slide the stock out a little bit more. Charging handle types are completely different on both weapons. whereas the MP7 has a small plastic retention spring that pulls back with these two knobs, and then you can release the bolt. Compared to the KWA KRISS VECTOR, which is solidly on the left side, which is not good for ambidextrous people, you must pull the bolt to the rear, and there you go. While we're here, you can see those two holes in line with the barrel. Those are for the purchase of an additional rail. Now, as far as rate of fire goes and selector switch, the KWA KRISS VECTOR semi-automatic. 2 round burst, which it does click firmly into each position. The first shot, always on 2-shot burst, will be 1 round. And then to fully automatic. Now to the KWA Mp7, the selector switch is all on the same side. 1 round shot, or 1 round burst. Very crisp, but I might add that the selector switch is a little wobbly. Now to fully automatic. Now, as you guys could tell, the rates of fire are very similar. Now coming down to compactability again, both weapons are very small when compacted, but the Mp7 does give off a much smaller appearance even when fully extended. Now, if you're in a vehicle, I do suggest both of